Greetings and salutations, my name is JW608, and today we're playing Starmade. And we're gonna jump right in, we're gonna build us a ship, and since I saw you last, and we were working on that little starfighter, which I've lost somewhere in the cosmos because I got distracted. You may ask, why were you distracted? Well, you know, this, the brand new power auxiliary block. I want to take a look at this thing, alright. Let's see, where am I? Ah, there we go. Power's at 27, 28, 29. It's counting up 1 energy a second. I don't have any auxiliary power mentioned. I have auxiliary power mentioned, see in the top right there. But it's at 0%. Now that went away now. Okay, so where am I? Oh, there I am. Put down one of these guys. Now you'll notice I have auxiliary, and it's going at 26 energy per second, and it's filling up this. If we go here, see we have a power bar and auxiliary bar now. So what I understand is that this is both a capacitor and a reactor in the same that goes to a secondary power system. And I can't draw from that power system. Let's see, there's a power-y thing. Thruster, there we go. Stick a thruster on the end here. See, we have almost 90 power just from the 1 energy per second, so that should be enough to do something like that. Now I've run out of power I can't break. You notice we have 47 power in the auxiliary. Huh, also looks like I stop charging when I hold down shift. That's interesting. Ah, I never noticed that. Looks like when I'm using my main power, the auxiliary doesn't charge. Let's see if that's... Yeah? Alright. But what if I want to use the auxiliary? Well, it's listed here under weapons, or what is that? The weapons menu thing. And see it in one in the hotbar? I click, and it drains. So where's all that power draining to? It's draining to my capacitors. And notice, I have 500 in the capacitors now, and I'm going to stop before I run into a pirate station or a sun or something. And notice I've gone to 500, or over 500 now, and it's actually charging at 26 per second because I've turned it on. I turned on the auxiliary. If I turn it off, notice the power is slowed down to 1 per second again, and my auxiliary capacitor is charging. Cool. So, let's see. Let's get rid of that and that. Let's get rid of all this power we have. That's not going to get rid of enough power. Let's see. Where's one of these? One of these should be able to bleed off power. And that's what we're using this for, so while we're testing, we're just going to bleed off some of this power. How much power do we have? 9 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the number after 5, 7, 8, 9, I shouldn't have... Okay. So we bled off that power, we're back to nothing again. So... that is not an auxiliary block, that is a stop module. They look very much similar. So let's add some capacitors and power reactors. We add a capacitor. Our total power goes up, but that doesn't affect the capacitor or the auxiliary capacitors because that's based on these numbers. And it looks like you start off with 500. Let's get rid of these capacitors right now. So you start off with 500. Now I have not actually looked at this. It goes to 1071. 16. 22. Okay. Let's see if there's a bonus, because I haven't found any information about this other than, hey, we added it. Should probably actually read patch notes. Okay. So 2 of them, I get 1071 auxiliary power. I have one of them gives me 500. Ah, so there is a block bonus. So it looks like everyone individually gives 500, but I'm assuming it's similar to the capacitors. Actually, let's try that out. We'll make a block of 4, and let's extend our little platform here, and make a block of 4 capacitors. Alright, 50,000 was our base. Actually, it looks like it's half, because I get about 4,287 for these. Just bleeding off that power there. Looks like I get 2,000 or 4,287 for this amount of capacitors, while I only get 2,297.3 storage capacity with this number of auxiliary blocks. So that's interesting. So it looks like it's about half the efficiency of a reactor. Alright, or of a reactor, of a capacitor. And let's even this ship up. Okay. Well, there's a shop over there, except I can only see it if I look at it indirectly. Cool. Okay. Now, if I put down a power reactor, I get 104.8 per second from all the bonuses of it being a 1 by 1 by 1. We went over all that last week, week before, whatever. If I put down one of these, it is a flat 26. Put down a second one, goes to 51. Put down a second one over here, it goes to 52. Huh. That's interesting. Notice off is at 10. So if it's off, it's recharging its own capacitor at 5. Now it's recharging it at 10. 15. 15.6, 15.2. 78, 76. That's interesting. It looks like that's 77. It's 78. Now, if I recall properly, you don't get quite the bonuses for reactors being in small groups. Like if I do this, it should go 238, but I should get 281 if they're two separates. Now this breaks down once you get, as I believe it's past 20 or so reactors, that then lines or these weird L shapes are much more efficient. So let's compare a line of these and a line of these. And let me hit every button on my keyboard, and none of them be proper. Alright, so we're going to do 20 lines of reactors versus 20 lines of auxiliary. I'm getting 3,927 energy per second recharge for the reactors, 502 on, 100 off for the power auxiliary. So there's no way these guys are going to replace the reactors. So I want to see what happens if we do these all separately. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 520 versus 104. What was it before? It was separated as 520 on, 104 off. 502, 100.4. Huh. So it looks like you get more bonuses for having auxiliary blocks separate. That's interesting. Wish somebody'd do the math so I can know what this means. Huh. So like this, 3 separate blocks, you get 1500 charge, 78 wallet per second, 1500 auxiliary capacity, 78 energy per second when the auxiliary is turned on. That was not the button I intended to press, so let's turn that on. And it's recharging. but it's not recharging the auxiliary capacitor. When it's on, it's putting 78 extra into the main power. And when I turn it off, it should be putting 15 a second into the auxiliary capacitor. Okay, this is going to get confusing. Alright, so it's 15, 78, 15. And put one there, it's 22, 101, 20. 15, 78, 15, 20, or 2, 14, 20, 204, 20. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Huh. That is interesting. That's 101 for that block there. 104. So it looks like they get penalties for being grouped. That's interesting. That's 208 per second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that was with 208 on. 6. 176 on. That's like a severe penalty. Alright, 2, 3, 4, 4. 104 on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 101 on. Well, that's interesting. I never would have thought that. These things are going to be a pain in the backside if you have to do them separate and not in groups. So wait a minute, does grouping increase the capacity though? Because I was looking at primarily at energy per second. That's... okay. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. The capacity is, with 1 is 500. 2 connected, it's 171. Or 1071. Unconnected, it's 1000, but you get higher recharge. Oh, wow, that adds a whole new dimension. Because with these you're going to have to decide whether you want more recharge or whether you want more capacity. And if you want recharge, looks like you're going to have to separate them. Now, I could be totally wrong about this, but just in this little testing we have, it looks like separated is going to give you more recharge, while grouping them is going to give you more auxiliary capacity. This is going to lend itself to more testing. Alright, so that's enough to chew on for today, I believe. So I've been JW608, and this has been Starmade. And this little enigma has been the power auxiliary block. I'll dig you cats later.